Namaste, yogis. You're very welcome. Today I'm going to take you through a short core sequence. Okay, so working a little bit with the core, which sometimes can be neglected a bit in our yoga practice. Okay, so we're going to begin by coming down onto our backs into Shavasana to begin, allowing the legs to come out long, heels to come to opposite sides of the mat, and arms alongside the body. I'm just taking a couple of minutes of grounding here. Beginning to soften the shoulders, soften the hips, soften the jaw, soften the brow. Just allow the body to soften. Just taking a quick body scan of the physical body and just noticing any areas within the body that feel tight or tense, or maybe just need a little bit more attention. And we're going to use our exhales to consciously try to relax and soften those areas just a little bit more. And tuning into the emotional or the energetic body. And just becoming aware of anything that's coming up for us this morning. Any emotions, any thoughts, any feelings. And recognizing them, but try not to attach and try not to judge. So just allowing them to come and go. And now just begin to observe your breath. And just noticing where our breath is coming from in the body. Noticing if it's deep or shallow. Again, try not to judge. And then gently encouraging our nervous system reset to the parasympathetic nervous system by encouraging our belly breath. So with the inhale, feeling the belly rise. And with the exhale, feeling the belly fall. Maybe starting to deepen our inhales and extend our exhales, maybe by a second or two. Keeping the body nice and soft and relaxed. And then gently bringing some movement into the body. Bringing your arms up and overhead, drawing the heels together. Oh, take a full body stretch. Exhaling through the mouth, an yawn or a sigh. Let's bend the knees, bring them up towards your chest, and wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself a little hug. Okay. Let's bring the arms out to a T. Inhale, draw the knees to chest, and exhale, drop the knees to the left. Bring your gaze to the right for a supine twist. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale back to center and exhale, drop knees to the right and bring your gaze to the left. Inhale back to center. This time exhale, we're going to start to shine the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Little bend in the knees here. Hamstrings are going to be cold. Point the toes back towards you and just tune into that lower back. So try to make sure the lower back is really flat and planted into the mat. This will start to turn on your core here for a slight core engagement. 5 deep breaths here. Beautiful. Next exhale, we're going to slowly start to lower that right heel down towards the mat. And just before it reaches, with an inhale, we're going to lift it back up. Exhale, lowering that left heel down towards the mat. And inhale to lift. Let's take 2 more per side. Lowering down on the exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Inhale, keeping the jaw nice and soft. 1 more per side. Starting to feel that core engagement here. Beautiful. Hug the knees in towards you again. Hands behind knees this time. Crossing ankles. Let's rock and roll. So massaging out each vertebrae. Taking as big or as small a movement as you want. And then we're going to come over those ankles into our tabletop. So onto all fours, wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, and spreading the fingers nice and wide. Let's just run through some cat-cows, waking the spine up. So inhale, we grip the mat, we drop the belly towards mat, we pinch the shoulder blades, we draw the chest forward and gaze straight ahead. Exhale to push the mat away, separate the shoulder blades, let the crown of the head hang. Inhale, back to our cow. And exhale for our angry cat. Let's take 5 more. Moving with your own breath here. Remember, pinching the shoulder blades with the inhale and separating with the exhale. And bringing any extra movement into your cat-cows that feels good for the spine here this morning. So really tuning into what the body needs. As with any yoga practice, I'm only here as your guide. Only you know what you need, what your body is capable of doing. And it's really important to tune into that, okay? So we're leaving the ego off the mat for our yoga practice. And we're really listening and in tune with what the body needs. Last round. Okay, beautiful. Back to all fours, tabletop. Step the left toes back. Inhale, lift the toes. Right arm in line with right ear. Engage the core. With an exhale, we're rounding in. Elbow to knee. Gazing down. Inhale to lengthen through heel and fingertips. Exhale to round. Engage the core. 1 more. Inhale. Staying here. If this is enough, you can stay as you are. Maybe bending the left knee, pointing toes up. Maybe even grabbing that left foot with the right hand. Kicking back if we're taking this variation. 2 breaths wherever you're at. And exhale to lower. Lovely. Back to all fours into tabletop. Okay, stepping right toes back. Inhale to lift. Left arm in line with left ear. Exhale to round. Engaging the core. Elbow to knee. Inhale. Lengthening out. Gazing straight ahead. Exhale to round. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to point the toes up and bend that knee. Staying here or maybe grabbing the inside of that right foot. Kicking back. Breathing here. Lovely. Exhale to lower. Sitting back onto our heels, taking our child's pose for a few breaths. Beautiful. Coming back to all fours. I'm going to come to face you this way. Stepping the left foot out. And with an inhale, lift. So bringing fingertips up. Exhale, left palm to left leg. Right arm in line with right ear. And bring your gaze up. 2 breaths. Inhale, coming back through center. And exhale, bringing that right palm down. Left arm in line with left ear. Options here. Stay as you are. Maybe lifting that left foot. Or maybe even grabbing left foot with left hand, kicking back. And breathe. Kick the foot out, lower down, and inhale to lift. And exhale, back to all fours. Beautiful. Take a breath between sides. Stepping the right foot out first. Inhale to lift. Exhale, right palm to right leg. Left arm in line with left ear and breathe. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left palm comes down. Right arm in line with right ear. Options, lifting the foot. lengthening through the heel, or maybe even grabbing that right foot with right hand, kicking back, maybe even gazing up. Exhale, step that foot out and inhale, lift, and exhale, back to all fours. Okay, coming to our first downward facing dog with our next move. So we're going to start to tuck the toes, lift the knees, nice big bend in the knees, and slowly push the hips back and then up. And let's walk the dog. So lowering one heel at a time. Nice spread of the fingers. Draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. Step the big toes to touch. Inhale, right toes high, and exhale, step that right foot forwards. Inhale, rise up into our high lunge. With an exhale, we're going to swing the arms back, hovering the chest over the thigh. Inhale to lift. Exhale back. One more, inhale. And exhale, let's frame the right foot and let's step it back into our high plank. Staying here for 5 breaths. So remember, trying to engage the core here, making sure the hips are not sinking lower than the shoulders, and likewise not higher than the shoulders. Lengthening through crown of head and heels. Okay, let's push our way back to our downward facing dog. Inhale, left toes come high, and exhale, step the left foot forward, rise up into that high lunge again, fingertips up. Exhale, swing the arms back, and inhale up. Exhale. One more, inhale. This time exhaling to frame that left foot, stepping back into our high plank. We're going to lower the knees down, the chest, the chin, and the belly. Hands alongside the chest. Inhale for our back bend. And exhale for our downward facing dog for 5 breaths. If you need, you can take child's pose, so listen to your body. We're going to come through a little plank sequence next. So we're going to come over onto the tippy toes, bringing the shoulders over the wrists into plank. Taking side plank here on the right side, okay? So we have options. Coming onto the outer edge of the right foot first, stacking the feet, or bringing that left foot to the middle of the mat. Bring the left fingertips up and push the left hip up. Take 5 breaths here. Lowering that left hand down, stepping back into a high plank, and let's take a vinyasa. Lower the knees, the chest, the chin, the belly, and inhale for our back bend. Exhale for our downward facing dog. 5 breaths before we come into the opposite side. Let's come to face you this way. Come back to your breath, deepen the inhales and exhales. Okay, onto the tippy toes, shoulders over wrists, back to our plank. Onto the left side this time. So outer edge of the left foot, stacking the feet, right fingertips come up, or stepping that right foot to the middle of the mat for support. Gazing up if the neck allows. Feeling the shake. It's all good. Beautiful. Pushing that right hip up for the last breath. And exhale, bringing that right palm down. Drop the knees, bring the chest down, the chin, the belly. Inhale for our back bend and exhale for our child's pose. Beautiful. Lower the forehead down, walk the fingertips forward, and come back to your breath. Okay, lifting the head, walking the fingertips back towards your knees. So we're sitting back on our heels. Let's come over onto that right hip and we'll bring the legs out in front. Just going to come to face you this way. Okay, so coming to Navasana or boat pose next. 3 variations for this pose, okay? So taking whatever variation works for you. To begin, hands behind knees, and we want to be really on those sitting bones, okay? When we start to lift the feet, there may be a want for the body to come back a little on the lower back. Try to make sure that we're really on the pointiness of the tippy toes or of the sitting bones. And make sure the chest is nice and forward and the shoulders are dropped, okay? So we don't want to start to round the back in the pose. Okay, so hands behind our knees. First variation, we're just lifting the heels, pointing the toes up. This is variation 1. So take a couple of breaths here, see how it feels. So make sure that core is nice and switched on, chest is forward and open. Variation 2, letting go of behind the knees, so pointing fingertips forward. Breathing here, seeing how it feels. Or variation 3, straightening out the legs, pointing the toes up. It's really challenging the upper abdominals as well. Let's take 5 more deep breaths wherever we're at. Well done. And as we exhale, bend the knees, cross the ankles, bring the palms down and just lift the bum a little and exhale to lower. Come back to your Navasana or your boat pose and we're just going to lower the whole body down towards mat. And I count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay, let's bring the arms up and overhead again. Full body stretch. And lengthening through the toes and the fingertips. Deepening our inhales and exhales. Let's bend those knees, hug them in towards us. Flatten out that lower back on the mat and take a little rock from side to side. So our core poses are, of course, great for our abdominals, but they're also building strength in that lower back, okay? So a really good practice for anyone with a weak lower back. And we're just going to take Happy Baby here before we come to Shavasana. So if you have an inversion that you prefer, please take it. We're just coming to Happy Baby for 5 breaths. So we're bringing the arms inside the knees. We're grabbing the outside of the feet. And we're drawing the knees down into the armpits. We're trying to keep that lower back pinned into the mat still. Finding stillness, we're taking a little rock from side to side. Deepening those inhales and those exhales. Preparing the body for Shavasana. And let's bring the hands to the outside of the knees, draw them back together. Lift the head, meet your forehead with your knees, and squeeze the whole body in here together with an inhale. And with an exhale, allow the body to come out long. Bring your heels to opposite sides of the mat, arms alongside the body, and drawing them a little bit away from the body so the armpits can breathe. And gently closing down the eyes in your own time. Letting go of any tension in the physical body, any focus on the breath. And taking as much time as you need in Shavasana, leaving you here to rest and recover. Namaste.